On February 17, 2026, the war in Ukraine took a dramatic turn. Deep inside Russia, near the Ural Mountains, the Metafrax Chemicals facility in Gubaka erupted in flames. This was no border skirmish. Ukrainian drones had struck nearly 1,000 miles from the front, shattering Russia's sense of security. Videos captured the explosions lighting up the night as workers scrambled for shelter. The attack was a clear message: nowhere in Russia is safe from the consequences of this war. Ukraine's elite SBU Alpha Unit orchestrated the strike, bypassing Russia's air defenses and hitting a critical industrial target. The psychological impact was immediate. Russia's supposed invulnerability was gone. Flying drones over 1,600 kilometers through hostile airspace required audacity, advanced engineering, and meticulous planning. This was not a lucky shot, but a calculated escalation. Ukraine is no longer just defending its land. It's systematically dismantling Russia's ability to wage war from deep within its own borders. The Metafrax strike marked the beginning of a new phase, one where the war's front lines are now everywhere. Metafrax Chemicals wasn't just another factory, it was a linchpin of Russia's military-industrial complex. Its remote location in the Perm region was supposed to guarantee safety, but that illusion was shattered. The plant produced methanol and key chemicals essential for military explosives, fueling Russia's artillery, rockets and missiles. Every shell fired on the front traced back to facilities like this. By striking Metafrax, Ukraine targeted the very supply chain that powers Russia's war machine. Despite sanctions, the plant had operated at full capacity, a symbol of defiance now exposed as a vulnerability. This was the second Ukrainian attempt on Metafrax, showing relentless determination to choke off Russia's military production. The breach was a wake-up call for the Kremlin, a glaring intelligence and defense failure. If a plant near the Urals could be hit, nowhere was safe. Russia now faces the costly dilemma of diverting air defenses from the front to protect its industrial heartland. The attack forced Moscow to rethink its entire strategy. How did Ukrainian drones fly 1,000 miles undetected? The answer: innovation and precision. These weren't off-the-shelf drones. They were custom-built for deep strikes, equipped to evade Russian electronic warfare and radar. Ukraine's SBU Alpha Unit systematically destroyed key radar and missile sites, creating corridors for drones to slip through. Military balloons added another layer, acting as decoys or even carrying drones silently on the wind. Once near the target, drones detached and struck with precision. Ukraine's tactics have turned Russia's vast territory from a shield into a liability. As Russia reeled from the Metafrax attack, Ukraine struck again, this time at the Tamanavtogaz oil terminal on the Black Sea. The terminal is a vital export hub, and Ukrainian drones set it ablaze, disrupting Russia's oil shipments to global markets. This was the second strike in a month, compounding damage and uncertainty. Each attack reduces Russia's revenue, money that funds its war. Insurance premiums for ships in the Black Sea soared, adding millions in costs to Russia's shadow fleet. The ripple effects are immense: fewer oil shipments, higher costs, and mounting pressure on Russia's economy. Ukraine's strategy is clear: hit both military production and economic lifelines. Every barrel of oil lost is a blow to the Kremlin's war chest. These strikes are more than sabotage, they're economic warfare. By targeting critical infrastructure, Ukraine is making the invasion increasingly expensive for Moscow. The message: Russia's war machine can be crippled from afar. These attacks are part of Ukraine's broader campaign, what officials call long-range sanctions. The goal: systematically degrade Russia's military and economic capacity to wage war. Ukraine identifies and strikes critical nodes, factories, refineries, logistical hubs, bleeding Russia's resources. This proactive strategy disrupts supply chains before weapons reach the front. The results are clear. In January alone, Russia lost over 31,000 soldiers, partly due to shortages caused by these strikes. Oil exports have dropped by hundreds of thousands of barrels per day, slashing Russia's primary source of foreign currency. The Kremlin is feeling the squeeze: less money for weapons, salaries, and new equipment. Ukraine's long-range campaign is tightening the economic noose around Moscow. For the first time, Ukraine is imposing costs deep inside Russia, shifting from defense to offense. Each strike may seem small, but together, they're debilitating. Ukraine is forcing Moscow to fight a war it can no longer afford. At the heart of Ukraine's deep strike capability is a surprising innovation: the military balloon. These aren't simple weather balloons, they're sophisticated platforms used for reconnaissance, decoys, and, most ingeniously, as drone carriers. Balloons ride high-altitude winds, carrying drones silently across vast distances, evading radar and electronic warfare. Equipped with solar panels and AI to navigate wind currents, they can release drones near targets for precise strikes. This low-cost, high-impact tactic turns Russia's geography into a vulnerability. Balloons are nearly invisible to radar and immune to GPS jamming. Once over the target, drones detach and strike with full power. Ukraine's use of balloons is a masterclass in asymmetric warfare, outsmarting a larger foe with creativity. It's innovation, not just firepower, that's rewriting the rules of modern conflict. Ukraine's deep strikes have changed the war's strategic landscape. Russia now faces a painful choice: protect its front lines or its industrial heartland. Either way, it's exposed. The myth of a distant, safe war has collapsed. Explosions near the Urals bring the conflict home to ordinary Russians. This erodes public confidence and forces the Kremlin to divert resources to defense, not offense. Internationally, Ukraine's new capabilities strengthen its negotiating position. Kyiv will not bargain from weakness. These strikes are more than tactical victories, they're a strategic turning point. Ukraine is shaping the battlefield, imposing costs and proving that innovation and resilience can hold a superpower accountable. The fires in Gubaka and the disruption at Taman-Naftogaz are symbols of a war that Ukraine is now fighting and winning on its own terms.